VonAllen Sports.
So Colin Cowherd put how Bill Belichick is sabotaging New England. All right. So number one, ticks off the greatest quarterback of all time. Yeah, well, what he did with Tom was he let Tom go, but he didn't really do much to keep Tom. And that's the problem. I think that's the issue that people have. I really believe, though, that Bill thought that he could just move on without Tom and continue to do what he does. I believe that, and I'm not calling Bill out for this particularly, I'm just stating the facts. I've read a lot of books about Belichick, and people have interviewed his old coaching staff and people like that. This New England coaching staff over the last 20 years has been very arrogant. And they've made snide comments over time that, oh, we could win these Super Bowls if we had another quarterback. Okay, whatever. They really believe in their own abilities. They think that they're on the field. So number one, yes, but he didn't do that. That was Bill's ego talking. I don't think he was intending to piss off Tom Brady. Welcome, Brandon. So I think it's his ego. I think he sincerely believed that he could just keep going and doing what he does. Didn't work. Hire your children to staff. As far as that goes, I don't see that being sabotage. Bill grew up the son of a coach. His father was the coach at the Naval Academy there in Annapolis. But anyway, so Bill grew up like that. His daughter is the coach of lacrosse at Rutgers, I believe. This is kind of a natural progression for them. A lot of kids go into coaching from their fathers. Kyle Shanahan, the head coach of the 49ers, of course, is the son of Mike Shanahan, who won 2 Super Bowls with John Elway. And I don't see that as sabotage. I see that as normal. We wouldn't have a problem with that if Tom was still on the team, right? We would be. So what I see, honestly, is I see Bill wanting Steve to eventually have his own team, and maybe it's the Patriots. Maybe he wants him to have the Patriots. Number 3, draft a limited quarterback. Okay, see, I don't agree with that. That's pretty weird. I mean, let's look at what could have been drafted. I think they judged Mac based on his ability to understand the playbook and to get things done. That's what I think Mac was picked for. And in my opinion, if I had interviewed all those quarterbacks that season, I probably would have recommended Mac for the Patriots. Like, each team has a certain style of player. It's like this, okay? If you go back to 2017 and the Bears, instead of drafting Mitch Trubisky, they drafted Patrick Mahomes, like everyone says, that should have happened. Patrick Mahomes is not the guy we know him to be right now. He could be a Tua type, kind of just going through the seasons and kind of coming along and that kind of thing. So team and the fit is what matters. But Andy Reid knew that Mahomes was the kind of guy that he wanted to fit his scheme. And so fit is everything. Mac fit New England. So I don't agree with that as far as that goes. This is not sabotage. Number 4, spend a lot in free agency on average players. Why would Bill purposely sabotage and make himself look bad, especially the first year without Brady? And then the year after Tom wins the Super Bowl, you go out and you get these players. You obviously thought that they were good. His ego is too big to let him fail. He wants to succeed, trust me. Number 5, leave no heir apparent head coach. That's not his job. That's not his, honestly. I mean, it's a solid thing to leave an heir apparent, but that's not Bill Belichick's problem. That is Robert Kraft's problem. So he needs to take care of that. But again, I will say that I think that Bill may want his son Steve to take over the Patriots one day. And so no, Bill wouldn't sabotage the Patriots if that's the case. He would want to leave his son that. So number 6, overdrafted first round pick. Again, not exactly sure who he's referring to, so we'll just skip that. Number 7, ruin the culture by allowing leaks. Nothing gets out of New England unless you want it to get out of New England. So whatever gets out of New England is because Bill wanted it to be that way. That's how it's always been. That's how it always will be. So there you go. I don't agree with Colin Cowherd in this regard. I don't think that Bill is trying to sabotage. He doesn't have very many years left. And you're going to sit there and play around and be an idiot I just think that this is what happens when you don't have the GOAT. This is what happens when you don't have an elite. Listen, guys, an elite quarterback can make a average coach look fantastic. And it's amazing what they can do. If you take Aaron Rodgers off the Green Bay Packers, does anyone believe that Matt LaFleur would be doing anything with the Packers? Would he? I mean, would they be just like a middling team, like in between on 8-9, 9-8 kind of seasons? What would they be? We all know the truth. There's those coaches that consistently make sure that they have the quarterback that they need to make sure that their system is running. Andy Reid has done, I think, an admirable job at this. It's very hard to follow up quarterback after quarterback. When he got the Eagles job, he drafted Donovan McNabb, a guy who could run around out of the pocket, a guy who could throw the ball down the field. That fit the system. And he had Donovan for a very long time. Then there was the year that he got Michael Vick. And Michael Vick had his best year that he's ever had. I think it was 2010 that Vick had his best career year that year. Again, Michael fit the scheme. Then Andy Reid goes, and then when he leaves Philadelphia, he goes to Kansas City. Who does he go out and get? Alex Smith. Alex Smith, believe it or not, people seem to not understand Alex Smith. Alex can do those things. Alex could always run. Alex could run out of the pocket. He could always throw the ball. I don't know why he gets made fun of. I never understood that. You guys know for years I've always defended Alex and never understood that thing, not knock against him. But Alex did fit the Chiefs system. And the Chiefs were still going to the playoffs. You got to remember, Alex was the one that handed the Patriots massive losses, complete beatdowns. I'm sure my brother Jason remembered the beatdown that the Chiefs gave the Patriots on Monday Night Football because Jason was here in town visiting me. And that was a nightmare. That was brutal. I think that was in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that was Alex Smith's Chiefs that was doing that. So it's not like they sucked. And people seem to think that the Chiefs sucked until Patrick Mahomes came along. But then he found Patrick Mahomes in the draft and he saw, okay, I can take this kid and he can run the system and maybe take it to the next level. You don't know for sure. Nothing is a sure thing. But Andy thought that he had something there. And that's exactly what happened. So Patrick sat behind Alex for a year. Alex helped him out. And there you go. And he got up and running. He threw 50 touchdowns in his first season, which is really good. Made it all the way to the AFC Championship game in his first year starting. Of course, not as good as Tom and Kurt. Tom and Kurt both won Super Bowls in their first year starting. But still, AFC Championship game, 50 touchdowns, that's fantastic. That's still admirable. A coach needs a great quarterback. You've got to have that. If you don't have that, you're going to have a tough time. The NFL is built like that now, and it's the way it is. In the old days, you could get away with that. And I think that in Bill's case, Bill is thinking, he remembers back when he was with the Giants, when he was the D coordinator under Bill Parcells. And he remembers them winning Super Bowls with average quarterbacks. I mean, Phil Simms, he's okay. He had a great game in this Super Bowl, and he was rightfully MVP, but he's not an all-time great. I don't think anyone considers Phil Simms an all-time great, but pretty good. And then they won again with Jeff Hostetler, the backup. So I think that Bill thought he could do that. And proving that point was when he went to Cleveland and he got rid of Bernie Kosar. And the fans didn't like that because Bernie Kosar was a very beloved player there. Again, he thought he could do those things, and it just didn't work out. And then in New England, he tried it again with the 6th-round pick, and he did not know that Tom was going to be Tom. Tom was the 4th backup in 2000, so he had other guys in front of Tom. So he did not know. So let's not act like that Bill knew he had drafted this great quarterback of the future. He did not know that.
Flag on the play if you're not subscribed to VonAllen Sports. But once you are, we'll make it up to your team in the 4th quarter. You're watching VonAllen Sports, real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. VonAllen Sports, let's go.
VonAllen Sports.